Lift every voice and sing. Lift every voice and sing. I think that's the key. I don't know. I need a little help.
Lift every voice and sing.
Not that much help. Kind of too Tony Braxton for me. It was giving Tony Braxton-ish. Lift every voice. Especially for a woman to be singing that low. Maybe I should bring it up a little higher to a key. Lift every voice and sing. I'll figure this out before the end of the show. I got you guys. Happy Tuesday, my free thinkers, and welcome back to another video. Today's Tribute Tuesday. And I'm giving tribute to not the Montgomery Brawl, but to the people that helped the crew member, the gentleman, from getting jumped by all of those other people. The real question is, why aren't these conservatives on all these platforms, your Candace Owens, your Matt Walsh, Mark Shapiro, why haven't they chimed in on this? Stay tuned to see who actually does chime in and to see if the charges will stick, what penalties they may have to face, mainly the chair-wielding infamous guy, if he's going to actually face misdemeanor charges or felony charges.
I've ever been so satisfied at seeing violence in my entire life. For anybody who's confused, over the past weekend, there was a fade in the water at the Alabama riverfront dock. And it all started when a group of alabaster thugs decided to randomly attack a black security guard for doing his job. And what resulted was a beautiful display of black unity. Upon seeing this innocent man be attacked, a group of black people summoned the spirit of Nat Turner and assembled like Avengers to beat them. And the gag is that racism frames black people as inherently violent, but even racist white folk know that ain't true. Because if y'all believe that we were truly violent by nature, y'all wouldn't that you do. You wouldn't follow us around stores. You wouldn't accost us in public because we're selling lemonade or jogging or bird watching. And I honestly hope this sets a precedent. Anytime there's a Karen or a Todd harassing a random black person in public, we need some sort of signal that we can flash into the sky, so that at least 15 to 20 members of the Black Task Force will come out of nowhere to protect them. And some people may say, oh, we shouldn't celebrate violence. Well, tell that to your mother. Have a nice day.
Well, she's pretty funny. She's a comedian, and that's her take on it. But some of the things that she said are true. So that was her take on the video. What do you guys think? And I agree with most of what she said, and I don't hold anything against her, to be quite honest. It's always been like that here in America, and it's not going to change anytime soon. If you're getting any value from this, any laughs, like, share, and subscribe. And moving on in other news, because I'm always going to bring you something in the U.S., in the country, as well as international. So our first story is, I want to follow up with the story that I was telling you about, guys, yesterday, as far as how the wildfires in Maui and Hawaii have been adjusted to government assistance. And it seems as if President Biden is not really caring too much. Here's a clip to show not only is he riding a bike, but listen closely.
Mr. President, are you going to take questions on Maui?
Can you come talk about Maui? Can you come talk about Maui, Mr. President?
Well, as you see there, quite easily, and listen closely, and if you need to play it back or repeat it, whatever you need to do, slow it up. They ask him, and he says, "You're looking at it." I'm here to unmask all the untruths, uncover all the lies and all the half truths, and to really bring awareness to you guys of what's going on with this current situation with Maui and Hawaii and these wildfires. And I'm going to continue to follow this story for you guys. This is another story I want to let you guys in on. And this is the new world order, as conspiracy theorists have stated. And it's all about digital currency and where a lot of countries are going to digital currency, as well as certain countries like China have developed chips and face recognition. I think this is in other Asian countries of Korea, Japan. I'm not sure. Don't quote me exactly. I have to get an article. I think I seen an article on this, and I'm going to follow up with this as well. But take a look at this video, and I just say, get your passports if you don't have one.
We've taken another step towards a cashless society. A big bank has confirmed customers in some locations can no longer withdraw money over the counter as branches continue to wind back services.
It's up there with the pub with no beer, the bank with no cash. ANZ has confirmed some branches no longer handle cash at the counter. Others are directing customers to smart ATMs for cash transactions. The latest figures on ATMs shows the number of machines has more than halved from almost 14,000 back in 2017 to around 6,000 in the middle of last year.
For years, cash was king, but not anymore. Hello there. I wondered if you had any change for a $50 note.
No, I don't have any cash.
Don't use cash anymore these days?
No, definitely not. No change at all.
Never?
Never. Not having cash is much more convenient.
For the first time since dollars and cents were introduced in the 1960s, Australia's cash supply is shrinking.
We are becoming fully digitalised. We're still producing cash out there, but we're just becoming more reliant on other ways to pay. And this is what you would expect. In fact, it's a trend that's long been in the making.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
That's quite interesting, and I think everyone should take note and realize that that's eventually coming here to the USA, to the United States of America. And that's why I said get your passports if you don't have one already, because this is the future. This is what they're trying to push, so that everything is now digital. Everything is current. All the currency is digital. There's no paper. Paper has lost its value anyway with money. People are starting to invest in gold. And it's a time where we definitely need to be aware and be on the lookout and trying to stay current and up to date with what's going on and how these legislations and policies are going to try to be enacted if they're not tried to mandate us in the first place like they did with the vaccines. So it's interesting to see how this comes through, and I'm also going to be following this for you guys. And government should fear people. People should not fear the government. And that's why I'm here to unmask some of these truths in our country and abroad.
They caught dude with the chill. He been arrested. His GoFundMe is here. It'll be in the sneak in my smile. You know what that rhyme with. Our good brother Lee Merritt, the civil rights attorney, he the one set the GoFundMe up, so it's legit. In the words of Gary Chambers, hold all that noise about people raising money to support Reggie Ray, the man with the chill. Kyle Rittenhouse, unalive people, and white conservative America raised millions of dollars for him. Millions. Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't defending nobody. He was a coward with the gun. This was a brave man with the chair that was defending a human being. They took Kyle on tour. They introduced him to the president. I'll never forget, me and Gary Chambers never forget how they rallied around Kyle Rittenhouse after everything that he did. So yeah, the GoFundMe for this man right here to deal with his legal fees and all that. And don't y'all dare feel ashamed to support a man who is defending a man being beat by thugs, by savages. I don't care what he does with the money. God bless him. I'm interested to see the actual charge he'll get, because everybody else was charged with misdemeanors. We're going to see if he get the felony, though. Hey, the last thing I'll say is that even when you watch the films, I'm sure we all done watched it a couple of times, when Buddy starts slinging in a chair, you can hear the crowd say, oh. And then some person even said, oh, a few people said, oh, he going to jail. Hey, listen, the chair more famous than Unc is. You see what I'm saying? The chair is kind of like a cultural icon now at this point. You feel me? Even the laws try to take, you know what I'm saying, and try to jump in on the trend. So the trend's probably over because law enforcement got involved. You know how when particular Americans start to jump on the trend, it's kind of over with. But still, make sure you put your money where your mouth is. A couple of days ago, a lot of us was feeling real empowered by being able to donate some money. Hey, it's time right now.
I couldn't agree more with this gentleman. As we find out that he actually did get released this Friday, as you saw in the video, but there should have been a GoFundMe page for this man. I'm not against it entirely. People set up GoFundMe page for much more ridiculous things, if you can think about it, and for things that aren't even going to help. This probably, as the gentleman said, could have went towards his legal fees and possibly any fines that he may have to pay. So I couldn't agree more with that. So as we get back on topic and back on track, you know, again, like I said, I can lose my mind going into other news and stuff like that because I'm always reading new articles and looking up new videos. But I agree with everything said by this gentleman again. And in closing thoughts, or actually before in closing thoughts, before I get there, I'm rushing a little bit. I don't want to get off track because I want to tell you of all the conservatives out of Matt Walsh, Candace Owens, Mark Shapiro. The only one that came out to say anything was Officer Tatum. He actually is a black conservative, and he was making a lot of excuses for the Caucasians and not coming to bat for the black man that was being jumped. And you have to ask yourself, and I asked myself when I found out that he was the only one that came out, would he have felt the same way if that was his father or his uncle or someone older than him and he saw this man being jumped? Would he have felt the same way or made the same excuses for the Caucasians? Or would he have felt the same way these other black people felt, which was a spiritual type, ancestor type, social just energy that brought these black people together to help one another or to help one that they saw was being hurt? In closing thoughts, I think this is why they haven't come out, and that's to all stay in their conservative branch. You know, the right doesn't want to come out and talk about Caucasians misbehaving, assaulting, acting rambunctious, thuggish even, like hoodlums, like degenerates. They don't want to use these adjectives to describe them because they're mostly associated with black people. Loud, rude, aggressive, angry, violent. But it didn't play out in this video, and they didn't want to put their names attached to it and on their platforms. And I understand the whole reasons why, because it would have brought up a lot of other things. But this is something also to basically distract us from what's going on, and that's why I always bring other stories to the forefront and not just what the media wants to push forward. And in final closing thoughts, I got the song together for you. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, share, and subscribe. But I finally got the chords right, and I asked for a little help in this song. So Here we go.
Lift every chair and swing up their Sunday greens. Bring out them boys with all them paws and things. Let Aquaman please rise straight from the watery tides. Let us resound Black Air Force energy. Hallelujah.
Glory to God.
Hallelujah.
Emotional.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And until next time, Godspeed and be well. Take care. Have a great evening and see you on Wednesday.